Now, forgive me for the noise that you hear in the background. I have a little fan on. The weather has turned a bit, partially to the better, because it's now no longer cold and frigid. It's now nice and humid and tolerable. I like the heat. Of course, don't like it too hot, because now I have to end up turning on the AC unit, which of course I'm planning to replace. It's an old AC unit, and it's a well, let's just say it was built at a time where energy conservation wasn't a factor, so it chews up a lot of electricity. But now I just gotta get this thing out of the way, removing all these parts. And by the way, I realized that this is actually the part where it connects to the mobile suit to the beam saber type thing, where it has to hold on to and has a beam effect. So, and there's a copper wire right inside that makes it very, very posable and bendable. So I like that, and it's really nice and thick and strong, not weak like I had on the. Let me put this in the box. Not like the copper covered wires that was on the 1/400 scale New Zeal and Dendrobian kit when I built that last year. Those things were weak. That, and of course Alpha Zur from Char's Counterattack. Wow, this is actually a very nice kit. And it also gives me an opportunity to try something new. Now, obviously, I've been neglecting panel lining for quite some time. Some kits that I made didn't look like it needed, but this one does. However, I don't think black would be a good idea to use this for panel lining. I want to try something a little different, and thankfully, my good friend mokanaman, who did a review a year ago, I think it was a year ago, reviewed this panel line accent color gray. This is basically a solution that has been prepared by Tamiya for panel lining, kind of like what I did with the enamel paint, black enamel paint, and using that and lighter fluid, and then allowing that paint to actually bleed into the parts so that way it can be panel lined. This is the same concept, except you don't have to prepare it, it's prepared for you. As a matter of fact, let's do a demonstration. Let me see if I have something here to demonstrate with. I think I could use this. Alright, for those of you here, these are one of those action model parts kits that I got from Hobbylink a while back. They're very detailed. They also fall apart pretty good, but I don't know where the blade is. It must have fell off. And also this, I'll have to find it. And this thing, again, as you can see, it's falling apart. But let's shake this up a bit and test this out on this kit. Now they come in 3 colors, by the way, and I'll explain that in a moment. So as you can see, it's already liquefied in a way where it looks like a very thin, like skin milk. I'm going to try this on this hand first, see how it works. Alright. This is not bad. And then of course I should use a little... Alright. I don't know if the camera can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in. Come on. And let me do this here, so you guys can see this in action. Alright. Excellent. I like the results. I really do like the results. I'll just pat it down with the tissue. Yeah. So it creates its own panel lining. Great. I like this product. And you stick back where it belongs. I'll find your blade in a moment. Alright. Great product that has been reviewed by mokanaman. Thank you very much. I'll definitely have to look into getting the black. However, this cost me $10. Well worth $10. Anyway, let me continue on with this, and then we'll move on to preparing the parts. So as you can see, I'm doing the tedious long task of sanding down my parts. This takes a while, of course. And with parts like these, you gotta remember, it's not a good idea to do like this all the time. You want to do it like this, you know, against the grain, so it evens out on the part. Especially in specific parts that you don't have to worry about if it's not being shown. But you have to take your time on this. And while I was doing this, I finished tallying up all the requests that what paint I should use to replace the blue. A lot of you guys, I'd like to thank you guys, state that I should paint it gunmetal. Some of you like the blue, and a lot of you like the metallic blue, but of course many of you are probably sick and tired of metallic. Don't worry. I will continue on, of course, with metallic blue. But it will be, of course, the gunmetal. I have half a bottle on the large and a full small bottle, so I should have enough for all this, for all the blue that you see there. Another thing, of course, reviewing some parts, I came across some parts that is gonna probably give me a bit of a problem. Now, later on, you're gonna see the completed build of the inner frame, which is what I did on some of the other kits before it, but, you know, of the Wing series. But there are some specific parts that will probably give me a bit of a problem, and that's these. These are some of the parts that you see here that will make the heat rod, or energy whip, you could say. Now, I haven't sanded these yet down, and there's a reason why. I want to put them together and sand it down as a whole and glue them so that way it looks all as one part. Now that's fine and dandy. There is just one minor little problem, and that is this. Now, these are the red parts that go in between the holes that look like that. So as you can see, each one is red all the way through, and then you have a little bit of the red out there, which is no big deal. But what's a big deal is this. I painstakingly sanded down each nub that's going to expose through the hole through here. Now, I could do this one of two ways. I could either paint this like I normally would, separate, like these two, and then put it together all in one shot. However, the problem is, it will be, you'll see the line, you'll see the outline of the heat rod, and that is what I want to avoid. I could do the other way, where I assemble it, because in reality, and I'll move on to the page which shows the assembly part. Here it is. Right here, where the heat rod is, see, it's only 3 parts. and then it will be assembled together like that. Like that, in that format. So I put it together, I glue it, I sand it down, I continue to sand it down a bit, and then of course I can paint it, but I would then have to cover the red parts painted blue, and then I think I may have to hand paint this, because to airbrush this part I would have to cover the entire heat rod again. Because I want to make sure that this part is even and one, I am going to put both of these parts together per the instructions, so they both look like this. I'm going to take it apart again because I'm going to, I just want to just demonstrate this to you, and then I'm just going to glue it and then sand it down and then prepare it for the painting. So that's pretty much it in how I'm planning to do this. Let me just continue on sanding these down. Okay, as you can see, I have finished putting all the parts together for the heat rod, and how the instructions goes, you put one inside the other until it forms the heat rod width. However, I'm not going to do that. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to sand these parts down, as you can see there, and I want to keep it uniform. So using my 400 grit, and let me increase this so you can see this better. I'm going to do it this way, so it's kind of like I'm sharpening a direct object, a blade or some sort. I'm doing the top one for the one towards the back of this part, and then I'll do the next one like this. And then clean it up a bit with my hand. And do the other side. Yeah, this one I definitely have to do many times, so that way it contours to the part. There is a bit of a notch there, as you can see, so I'm gonna have to continue on sanding until it's uniform and it's even. So I'm going to continue sanding down the part until it's nice, uniform, and flush, especially here. And I'm going to do that to all the parts. And then, of course, I'm going to paint it all, prime it, paint it blue. Then I'm going to get a hand brush and paint the red around here, and of course a little bit to the back here. So that's taken up a little bit of my time right now to make. Some parts that I'm starting to see on the manual that requires building that I don't have to wait until the after painting, like this little part here, which is the actual connector for the umbilical cord to hook up to this part, which happens to be the beam saber hilt. So it goes here to be put away to the side, on the side of the Epyon. Then pull this out, and then you put the actual cable line there. There's a part that connects to this as well. But these are done. I've already glued these two together. So right now the work is going, steady, and it's going to get a little slow here, because I didn't realize that Yesterday was May 15th. And you know what May 15th brought in? Diablo 3. Quick little comment on this. This is going to take up a few moments of my time. For those of you who got this game, great. I hope you're enjoying it. For those of you who are having a difficult time getting into this game, I share your pain. Me and Prime 92 have been like going nuts trying to get into this game, obviously, because even though Blizzard probably figured out everything about this game and was able to get it to work on their side, I don't think they pretty much understand the issues that we having as customers who are having extreme difficulties trying to get into this game. Hopefully after my Epyon build, I'll do a review of Diablo 3. I haven't done a video game review in quite some time. And I'll give you my $60 review of this kit. Anyway, back to Epyon.